Manal Al-Sharif is a Saudi Arabian women's rights activist who helped start a women's right to drive campaign in 2011. She says when you see corruption, when you see injustice, you speak up. You don't just shut up and say, it's none of my business. So when you see something, you say something and don't hesitate to do something about it by reporting to the appropriate agencies. Hello and thank you for joining us on another episode of The Eagle. My name is Aisha Muhammad.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Today, as usual, we have a full package for you comprises of court updates, happenings in and around the EFCC, reports on how the road came to an end for some people whose cases have been in court. Sit back and relax as we will bring you details of this report and more right after this timeout. Please stay tuned. Justice Babatunde Quadri of a Federal High Court Jos Plateau State has ruled out a former governor of Gombe State, Senator Danjuma Goje, has a case to answer on counts 8 and 9 of the 21-count charge preferred against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Amina Kawa tells us more.
Goje, a serving senator, is standing trial along with a former executive chairman of the State Universal Basic Education Board, Aliyu El Nafati, and SM Dokoro. They are alleged to have been involved in alleged financial impropriety, including the award of contracts for food supply to the state's government house during his tenure. The EFCC had, through its counsel, Wahab Shitu, closed its case against them on May 31, 2018, after calling 25 witnesses and tendering several documents to prove its case. However, rather than open its defense, Goje, through his lawyers, filed a no-case submission on September 14, 2018. Counsel for the EFCC, Wahab Shitu, had objected to the application, which was made by Paul Iroko, SAN. Iroko said they are making a no-case submission because all the charges against them have not been proved by the prosecution. Shitu, however, countered his argument and urged the court to ask them to open their defense, stressing that, in view of the documents and evidence before the court, the defendants have cases to answer. At the last sitting on January 25, 2019, the trial judge had adjourned to March 22, 2019 to rule on the no-case submission. Ruling on the said application, Justice Quadri, while discharging the defendants on 19 of the 21 counts, held that the defendants had a case to answer on counts 8 and 9 and ruled that they should open their defense on May 8, 2019. The judge ruled that the first and third defendants who the prosecution has made a prima facie case with respect to count 8 and 9 are called upon to enter the defense. Amina Kawa reporting for The Eagle.
Corruption is dishonesty and illegal behavior by people in positions of trust. A public office is a public trust. Do not abuse positions of trust for private gains. Stay away from corruption. Nigeria is a great nation, and it is our responsibility to make the country greater. If you notice any act of corruption, please report to the EFCC via info@efccnigeria.org or call 09 904 4751 or 09 904 4752. You can also call 09 904 4753. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
A prosecution witness, Hamada Mabello, has told Justice Inamdi Dingba of a Federal High Court Abuja that Air Marshal Umar Duko, a former Chief of Air Staff, would have had to be the Chief of Air Staff for 250 years to afford the properties linked to him, believed to be proceeds of his alleged 9.7 billion naira fraud. Duko is being prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on a 7-count charge bordering on money laundering and procurement fraud. Rolake Odofin Jalayemi tells us more.
Diko is alleged to have fraudulently withdrawn 500 million naira from the NAF account to buy a 4-bedroom duplex at Road 3B, Street 2 in Mabushi Ministers Hill, Abuja. Additionally, the former NAF boss allegedly took 250 million naira from the NAF's coffers to buy a property at number 14 Audu Bakowe, GRA, Kano State in 2011. At the resumed sitting on March 28, 2019, Bello, an investigator with the EFCC, while being led in evidence by prosecuting counsel Sylvanus Tahir, shared insight into the activities of the team that investigated Diko. Bello noted that a case of alleged money laundering was built against the former AVM following findings of the investigating team that probed properties traced to him. Diko was interviewed with regards to his 4-bedroom duplex at Road 3B, Street 2, Mabushi, Abuja, and he claimed that he had initially rented the property for a period of 2 years with proceeds of the sale from his property at number 14, Vistula Close, off IBB Golf Course in Maitama, adding that after 2 years, he eventually purchased the duplex for 350 million naira. It was, however, discovered that the property was eventually sold to the defendant by one Captain Bukar Abubakar for 500 million naira. Air Commodore Yushel, the first prosecution witness, confirmed that the money paid for the property came from money set aside from the NAF's camp's finance account. With respect to the purchase of a property at number 14 Audu Bakowe, GRA, Kano State, Bello stated that although Diko had told the EFCC that he purchased the property through Yushel for 130 million naira, paying in tranches of 90 million and 40 million naira from his personal savings, investigations revealed that the property was actually bought for 250 million naira from a relocating Nigerian, with payment also made directly from the NAF Camp Finance account. With regards to another property in Kaduna traced to him, Bello told the court that although the defendant claimed that he bought the property for 35 million naira, investigations revealed that 85 million naira was paid to one AVM Lex for the property and another 75 million naira paid for renovation of the same. He further noted that under interrogation, Diko claimed to have withdrawn money from his account to pay all respective owners but failed to provide evidence of this. Bello added that the former Chief of Air Staff came from a humble background, rising from the position of a teacher, then a library assistant, before becoming a serving officer and then the Chief of Air Staff. He said Diko was not a businessman while in service and by consequence would have had to be Chief of Air Staff at his last grade level for 250 years to be able to afford the properties linked to him. Investigations revealed that during Diko's tenure, he received the sum of 558,200,000 naira on a monthly basis, which he converted into dollars. Regarding monies transferred to the account of Capital Law Firm, the legal agent engaged for the purchase of the defendant's property in Asukuru, Bello further said that investigations revealed a trail of about 900 million naira, which was paid in cash, being payment for the property, and 40 million naira in legal fees. Additional monies in dollars were paid to the agent's account for renovation of the property. He added again that the monies were paid from NAF's personnel emolument account in UBA to the agent's Capital Law Firm's account in Stanbic IBTC Bank. Justice Dingba thereafter adjourned to May 27th and 28th, 2019 for continuation of hearing. Rolake Odofin Jalayemi, reporting for the Eagle.
Corruption is a cankerworm, na cankerworm. I say na cankerworm, na cankerworm. Corruption don't finish our country. Nigeria women rise up and come together, oh yeah.
Every woman come out, but we fight corruption together, oh. Every woman fall out, but we
go kill corruption together, oh. Them they thief our money, send them obodo yibo. Children they suffer every day. Better school in no day. Nigeria women come, oh. Women from every sector. Make we fight corruption. We won't kill our country. Them go collect money for light. Chop the money, light we no see. Good road and good health we no see. I said nakanka womo, nakanka womo.
Join the EFCC in its crusade to rid Nigeria of corruption. Naija, now we all know.
Officials of the EFCC NYC Community Development Service, CDS, paid a courtesy visit to the EFCC Kaduna Zonal Office to express their continued support and partnership with the Commission in the war against corruption. Amina Kawa has details of their visit.
Head Kaduna Zonal Office, Milafi Yakubu, who received the core members on behalf of the acting chairman, Ibrahim Magu, expressed delight at their commitment in the fight against corruption. He said the NYSC has always been supportive because the fight against corruption is a collective effort. Milafia further highlighted some of the evils of corruption, which includes poor access to medical health care, poor road network, lack of potable drinking water, among others. He also assured them of the Commission's readiness to work with them. In his response, President of the CDS Group, Mohammed Bashir Aminu, appreciated the EFCC for the warm reception and reiterated that they will go out and continue with its program of sensitizing the public, mostly youths and other stakeholders, about the ills of corruption. Amina Kawa reported for the Eagle.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC has secured its first conviction in its campaign against vote buying, an effort to ensure sanity in Nigeria's electoral system, as the Gombe Zonal Office secured the conviction of a councillor of Bolari East, Gombe, Ishiaku Garba, who was arrested during the 2019 general elections and was arraigned before Justice Saad Mohammed of the State High Court on a 3-count charge bordering on bribery. Here are the details.
Acting on intelligence report, the EFCC had arrested him at Bolari Polling Unit 007 in Gombe State during the last concluded presidential and National Assembly elections, where he was cited sharing money. When the charges were read to him, he pleaded guilty to them. Prosecuting counsel S.E. Okemini then called a witness, Hilary Obeta, for review of fact and to also tender evidence against him, admitted as Exhibits 1, 2, 3, and 4. Defense counsel S.A. Mustafa, however, pleaded for leniency. The trial judge thereafter convicted him on the 3 counts and sentenced him to 1 month in prison with an option of 100,000 naira as fine for count 1, 1 month in prison for count 2 with an option of 50,000 naira as fine, 1 month in prison on count 3 with an option of 20,000 naira as fine. The prison terms are to run consecutively. The court further ordered that the sum of 295,000 naira recovered from him should be forfeited to the federal government. Martha Eche, reporting for The Eagle.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation, and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
It is the end of the road for Clement Joseph, popularly known as Dr. Omali, as Justice A.O. Otaluka of the FCT High Court sitting in Apu sentenced him to 97 years in prison with no option of fine. He was first arraigned by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC on March 7, 2017 on a 7-count charge bordering on conspiracy and obtaining money by false pretense to the tune of 5,600,000 naira. The report.
He was sentenced to 7 years imprisonment on the conspiracy charge and 15 years each on the rest of the 6 charges, totaling 97 years. The prison terms run concurrently, and he will, however, serve only 13 years, having been in custody for 2 years. The convict is also to make 5.6 million naira restitution to his victim, Bola Akintola, following a plea by the prosecuting counsel, Elizabeth Alabi. The convict had defrauded Akintola of the said sum on the false pretense of having mystical power to deliver her from untimely death. The offense runs contrary to Section 8, subsection 1 and Section 1, subsection 3 of the Advance Fee Fraud and Other Related Offences Act 2006 and punishable under Section 1, subsection 3 of the same act. Martha Eche, reporting for The Eagle.
Corruption is a cankerworm, na cankerworm. I say na cankerworm, na cankerworm. Corruption don't finish our country. Nigeria women rise up and come together, oh yeah.
Every woman come out, but we fight corruption together, oh. Every woman fall out, but we kill corruption together, oh.
Them they thief our money, send them obodo yibo. Children they suffer every day, better school in no day. Nigeria women come, women from every sector, make we fight corruption, we won't kill our country. Them go collect money for light, chop the money, light we no see. Good road and good health we no see. I said na cankerworm, na cankerworm.
Join the EFCC in its crusade to rid Nigeria of corruption. Naija, now we all know.
According to Wikipedia, bank fraud is the use of potentially illegal means to obtain money, assets, or other property owned or held by a financial institution, or obtain money from depositors by fraudulently posing as a bank or other financial institution. Bank fraud is a criminal offense, and the term applies to actions that employ a scheme or trick as opposed to bank robbery or theft. The specific elements of a particular banking fraud laws vary depending on jurisdiction. Ilyasa Harunabala went to the streets of Abuja to get the views of Nigerians on this.
In recent years, the volume and frequency of fraudulent practices in Nigerian banks have been on the increase. According to a research, the level of reported fraud in Nigerian banks rose from 804 million naira to 3,199 million naira in recent times. In an attempt to understand how Nigerians cope with the trend, here is their reaction.
Even last week I received a call like that. He asked me to take my ATM card and send him the PIN on the ATM card. I was like, okay, he should just tell me which of the banks. That was how the call ended.
All these texts they have been sending, I have not replied anyone, Sha. But I've heard people talk about how they've called and they somehow, in one way or the other, they've collected money from them, but I'm not a victim, Sha.
It's a mixed feeling, actually. Yeah. Sometimes I feel sorry for those people because there isn't much to do in town. And other times I feel very angry because instead of doing something with their lives, they take into defrauding people and then getting what people are supposed to be taking care of themselves with.
Well, it's not for me, it's for my brother. It have happened before for my brother. Someone called him, asked him, I want your bank account, that something is wrong in your account. So my brother didn't know. He now sent the account number for him and I withdraw all his money.
The respondents also advised the Nigerian Communication Commission (NCC) to sanitize the system by sanctioning telecommunication service providers who fail to adhere with the standard.
Government or the NCC have to take up this responsibility to punish all these network providers.
So if the federal government could look for a way to block all these things, I think it will help to curtail.
An individual can also help in doing that. You don't just give out your number, you don't just disclose your things because they are your private things. So you don't just give them out.
Other respondents call for collaboration between banks, Nigerian Communication Commission, and law enforcement agencies like the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) to combat the menace.
Let the federal government or any agency that like NDIC, EFCC and all police that do monitor the transactions, that they should sit with them again, embrace them, educate them more.
They could do a collaboration with the telecommunication industry to catch those people, because they can always follow up the numbers they are using and get to the bottom of whatever it is.
More especially it's supposed to be the banks, because if some of these customers do call, they have your details. Sometimes they'll call your name, your full details. So it do surprises that if someone from outside the banks or outside the bank's organization to get your information like that, I do believe, I think the bank should do something about it, because they are the ones, because those people don't get information like that. You understand? So I do believe that most of the leakages come from the bank. So I think the bank should do more of they should protect their fireworks, as in their systems, for other people outside the organization not to get their information.
It is true that some people are victims of the act, but you can avoid not becoming victim by being cautious and avoid sharing your bank security details with third party. Ilyasu Haruna Bala, reporting for the Eagle.
He could have been my father or someone else's brother. For me to buy a record, for me to take my dough. No need for me to go cafe. I hustle hard to make my pay. No need to do yahoo, to do yahoo.
And with that, we have come to the end of today's episode of The Eagle. You too can be part of this program by sending your inquiries and suggestions to The Eagle at efccnigeria.org, or search for us on Google Plus at Official EFCC or Official EFCCNG at gmail.com. You can like our page on facebook.com/Official EFCC or follow us on Twitter at Official EFCC. And of course, you can visit our Instagram page at Official EFCC. To watch our programs and other activities, please log on to youtube.com/Official EFCC. My name is Aisha Muhammad. I leave you with these parting words from Joe Biden, who says, fighting corruption is not just good governance, it's self-defense, it's patriotism. So join in the crusade to stop corruption for a better Nigeria. Goodbye and God bless Nigeria.